Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to set up a node-based web application or REST API using Fastify. So let's begin. Fastify is one of the many Node.js frameworks which are available for developing APIs. Its claim is that it is a very high performant framework. We will cover its performance aspects and do an analysis and comparison of its performance with other frameworks in a future episode. For now, let's set up Fastify with Nodemon for a development environment which will enable quick turnaround time in developing applications using Fastify. First, let's set up a node project by calling the npm init command. We will go with defaults for now. We can always change this later in package.json. Now that we have package.json set up, next we will set up the required packages. In this case, it will be Nodemon and Fastify. We'll install Nodemon as a dev dependency. We'll install Fastify as a regular dependency. As we see in package.json, we have Nodemon configured as a dev dependency and Fastify as a regular dependency. Next, we'll define the configuration for Nodemon and nodemon.json file. Here we will first define the watch attribute and we will set it up to watch the current directory. Next, we will set up the execute attribute, which will get triggered whenever file changes are identified by Nodemon. And the final step will be to define the extensions attribute that needs to be watched by Nodemon for restarting the server. So in this case, we will just be watching for JS files. We will then set up a script called dev, which will start Nodemon. With this in place, we will then set up the actual application script in server.js file. Here, the first step will be to import the Fastify package. This takes an options object as an argument. We will configure logger here and enable it. Next, we will define a function for starting the Fastify server. We will use the async await pattern in this case. We'll define a try catch block to handle any errors which may occur while starting the server. We'll call app.listen for starting the server and listening on a particular port. In this case, it will be 8081. We will also log any exception that may occur while starting the server. Next, we'll call this function to start the server. Now let's see if This script works as expected, but we'll call the dev script that we have defined in package.json. As we see, the server has started and we are also getting a log. As we have enabled logger, we are also getting a log message here that the server is listening on port 8081 on local machine. To verify whether the APIs will work, we will define a health API, which will just return a status code and a message. It will be a get call. And again, we'll follow the same async await pattern. We'll send this object health response as part of this API call. Let's verify whether this URL is working as expected by making a get call. As we see, we are getting the JSON response with the status code and the message as we have configured in our code. Thank you for watching this episode. If you like this episode and if you would like to watch more such episodes covering different aspects of various frameworks, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
At Spinsage, we provide digital consultancy services including web and mobile app development. For inquiries, please visit spinsage.com.